Alright, let's dive into something that might be all too familiar. That awful, gut-wrenching feeling that she's just stringing you along, treating your emotions like a plaything. At first, it feels like things are heading in the right direction, but then doubts start to creep in. Signs get jumbled, and her behavior leaves you more confused than ever. It's pretty clear that you're left wondering whether she's genuinely interested or just using you to pass the time. In this video, we're going to put it right in front of you. The signs that she's really not into you at all. We'll open your eyes to some ridiculous behaviors and what they really mean so that you can stop being a fool and stop wasting your energy on someone who doesn't deserve it. Because, let's face it, nobody wants to be manipulated or made to look like an idiot, right? If you've been through this or are caught up in it right now, pay close attention and stay with me until the end. I'll give you some straightforward tips so you can come out of this situation stronger and smarter. By the end, you'll have the tools to guard yourself against any emotional games. No beating around the bush here. Let's dive right into it. Sign 1. Inconsistency. Listen up. The first clear sign that she's playing you is inconsistency in her behavior. When someone's genuinely interested, they're steady, predictable. You know more or less what to expect, whether it's in texts, actions, or gestures. But when she's just stringing you along, the first thing you'll notice is a sudden shift in her behavior. Think about it. One day she's all about you, full of sweetness, messaging nonstop, treating you like you're her world. Then out of the blue, she's gone. She's not responding, or if she does, she's cold as ice. This back and forth messes with your head. And don't kid yourself, this is no coincidence. If someone truly cares, they make an effort to be consistent. Sure, everyone has their ups and downs, but if these shifts happen all the time, without any clear reason, wake up. She's messing with your head. Another classic sign you're being played is the on-again, off-again game. She breaks things off, says she doesn't want anything serious, then reappears out of nowhere like nothing happened, wanting to hang out again. This traps you in a vicious cycle of uncertainty, where you're constantly back at square one and never making progress. And what does this do to you? It destroys your self-esteem, leaves you vulnerable, and keeps you hanging on for crumbs of attention. The inconsistency in her behavior says it all. When someone treats you like a second option instead of a priority, you can bet she's playing with your emotions. The worst part? This back and forth cycle keeps you stuck in a toxic relationship, because on the good days, you feel special and end up overlooking all the time she's treated you like trash. So if you're noticing this emotional roller coaster pattern, open your eyes. A healthy relationship is stable, not this constant chaos that leaves you questioning what she really wants. Stop being a fool. Sign 2. Avoiding serious conversations. One big red flag that she's stringing you along is her aversion to serious conversations. When someone is truly interested, discussions about the future come naturally. Expectations, plans, it all just flows. But if she starts dodging these topics, using excuses like, I don't like labels, or let's just see where this goes, you can bet she's not invested in just enjoying the time. Think about the last time you tried to talk about the future of the relationship. Did she stall with vague responses, or worse, change the subject as if it was no big deal? This is a clear sign that she's avoiding commitment. It doesn't even have to be about labeling the relationship. It could just be about basic, longer-term plans. If she always slips away when things get serious, it's obvious she doesn't want to invest emotionally. And the worst part? She knows exactly what she's doing. If she really cared, she'd be clear and transparent, wanting to build something solid with you. But no, instead, she keeps you dangling, comfortable with things as they are, while you struggle emotionally. If you're always trying to initiate serious talks and end up going nowhere, take this as a huge red flag. Her constant evasion shows she wants to keep things superficial and commitment-free, while you're left in limbo, uncertain of what to expect. If you're tired of trying to have a serious conversation only to end up feeling like a fool, it's time to wake up. Stop accepting these emotional games and being the clown who keeps giving in. Head to the description and grab the digital book I left for you. After reading it, you'll learn to set boundaries, stop being taken for granted, and put any woman in her place when needed. Don't settle for less than you deserve. If you're fed up with being her doormat, taking any crumbs she throws your way only to be treated like trash whenever she feels like it, then wake up. It's time to stop swallowing disrespect and turn the tables on this dirty game. Go check the link in the description and get the digital book I left for you. After reading it, you'll learn how to be a real challenge, stand your ground, and put any woman in her place without holding back. Stop letting her walk all over you like you're worthless. If you want respect, then start acting like a man who commands respect. Sign 3. She makes you feel insecure. Nothing breaks a person down more than being trapped in a constant cycle of insecurity. When someone is genuinely interested, they make you feel safe, confident, you know you can count on them. But when she's playing games with your feelings, doubt starts creeping in, spreading like weeds and suffocating everything. And worse, it feels like she takes pleasure in keeping you off balance, as if it's all part of the game. Want a clear sign she's manipulating you? When, instead of bringing you peace, she thrives on leaving you confused, constantly putting you through an emotional roller coaster. 1 minute she's giving you all her attention, the next she's gone cold. You end up caught in a cycle of reward and punishment, always chasing that moment of affection she gave you, only to have it snatched away again. You're trapped in this toxic dynamic without even realizing it. Then there are those subtle digs she takes, the little mind games just meant to shake you. Like complimenting other guys in front of you, saying things that make you jealous, or comments that make you feel smaller. She knows exactly what she's doing, feeding your insecurity to maintain control. Because as long as you're chasing her approval, she stays in charge. When you finally work up the courage to speak up about how you feel, what does she do? She belittles it all, calling you sensitive, saying you're overreacting, making you feel guilty for feeling things. Yet another tactic to throw you off balance and avoid facing the truth of what your relationship actually is. So, if insecurity is always lingering, if you're constantly walking on eggshells trying to figure out what's going on, it's time to wake up. You deserve someone who values and makes you feel good about yourself, not this emotional chaos that leaves you with low self-esteem. Sign 4. Lack of effort. This should be obvious, but if you're ignoring it, it's time to pay attention. Her lack of effort says it all. When someone genuinely cares, they go out of their way to show it through actions, not just words. But if you find yourself constantly being the one reaching out, making plans, taking the initiative, while she only shows up when it's convenient, it's crystal clear her interest level is 0. Ever hear her say, "I'm busy, I have a lot going on," or some other lame excuse? Listen, everyone's busy, but people make time for who they want to be with. If she always has time for friends or 1,000 other things but only gives you crumbs, it's not about being busy, it's about a lack of desire. When someone's truly invested, they'll make an effort to stay connected, whether it's a quick message, a call, or scheduling time to meet, even in a packed schedule. The no-time excuse is worn out and only fools those who want to be fooled. Another glaring sign of her lack of effort is when you realize that every interaction depends on you. You're the one always suggesting plans, starting conversations, and keeping things going. She's comfortably sitting back, waiting for you to do all the work, if she even reacts at all. And you keep hoping that if you try just a little harder, things will get better. Wake up! Relationships go both ways. If only one side's pulling, this thing isn't moving. The bottom line here is simple. If you're always putting in the effort and she can't even be bothered to match it, she's just not that into you. And the saddest part, deep down, you know it, but you're holding on to a hope that doesn't exist. So wake up, lack of effort equals lack of interest, period. Stop wasting your energy on someone who doesn't even lift a finger for you. Now what? Now that you've spotted the signs that she might be playing you, let's talk practical tips. First, trust your instincts. That voice in your head screaming that something's wrong? Stop ignoring it. If you feel like something's off, it probably is. We tend to cover things up to avoid facing the fact that she's not as interested as we'd like, but your gut doesn't lie. Listen to it. Second, value yourself. If you notice inconsistency, manipulation, or feel sidelined, it's time to set some boundaries. Stop accepting breadcrumbs or behavior that leaves you feeling insecure. Someone who cares will want you to feel good and confident. Third, create emotional distance. When you're in the middle of the storm, it's hard to see the damage. Step back, take a deep breath, and look at things more objectively. A bit of distance will help you see things clearly without your emotions clouding your judgment. And finally, this one's crucial. If you try to talk to her and she keeps up the games, don't be afraid to walk away. Your emotional health is worth far more than any half-hearted relationship that leaves you feeling worse. If she won't change, hold your head high and walk out. You deserve way better. Remember, you deserve more than being caught in a relationship full of doubt and uncertainty. A good relationship is based on trust, respect, and mutual effort. If those elements aren't there, it's time to seriously consider whether this is worth your time and energy. Recognize the signs: inconsistency, avoidance of serious conversations, constant insecurity, and lack of effort. If you're seeing these, remember the advice. Trust your instincts, respect yourself, and distance yourself if needed. Your emotional health should always come first, no matter what. Now tell me in the comments, have you been through this? What signs did you notice? Let's talk about it below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more eye-opening content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.